So after the huge purchase of Fox and all of their entertainment aspects going to Disney, there's a lot of stuff that has to start moving forward. Particularly the X-Men themselves are going to be a huge money-making brand for the future of Disney. There is no question about this. And quite famously, the most famous X-Men is undoubtedly going to be Wolverine. This guy is going to be a cash cow, and under Disney, the sky is like the limit for this character. So can Wolverine work in the MCU as a standalone character without touching the X-Men first? I of course already made a video talking about how I would introduce the X-Men into the MCU, which actually includes a pretty good spin on how I would bring Wolverine into it. You guys can check that out in the little exclamation mark suggestion that pops up there. But this time I'm going to examine, can he actually work alone, and should he show up alone? So I don't think I'm alone in feeling in the way that I think the previous iteration of the X-Men under Fox definitely underrepresented the X-Men and just made the films Wolverine films, putting a kind of, I guess you could say, dampener on showing what the X-Men can do. It was always got to revolve around X-Men, but Wolverine has to be the main focus. Okay, well, the movies that don't feature him typically have been shown to do far less in the box office, so let's try to make more Wolverine movies. He's had 3 standalone movies of his own, and honestly, I think this trend can continue. When you look at Wolverine, he's a character that's not going to be needed to boost the X-Men. Look at Spider-Man in the MCU. Look at characters like Ant-Man, for example, or Doctor Strange. These are characters that are largely unknown. They were unknown. Certainly they were bigger, I guess you could say, losers, quote unquote, when compared to the likes of Iron Man and even Captain America, who were once B-list superheroes just a decade ago. You look at them and you go, okay, if these characters can hold their own, why would you want to waste Wolverine in an X-Men movie when the X-Men are going to hold their own? So why not just make Wolverine his own franchise, introduce maybe, him versus the Hulk or something in the first standalone Wolverine movie, get that out of the way and continue doing that type of story. And honestly, I think that would be a great benefit to everybody because it just makes sense to me. There's no real logistical reason I can find, at least, that these characters should not have their own standalone films. Like, yes, the X-Men are big, but the X-Men don't need Wolverine, and Wolverine doesn't need the X-Men. And inevitably, if you can build up that crossover and build up him showing up to help the X-Men, I think the payoff would be far better. Maybe that's just me, but I honestly think he should stand on his own for the first couple of films.